Hello, my friends. Today is April 7th, and we will start our short series of meditations about the Sermon on the Mount. The Sermon on the Mount is one of the greatest teachings of Jesus Christ, and we will start with the first beatitude or blessing that we find written in the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 5, and also the same sermon we could find in Luke, chapter 6. Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Jesus is very famous for his radical sayings, for his radical teaching, and the Sermon of the Mount is greatest part of that. Poverty was never considered a great blessing. At any time, at any society, poverty was actually considered as a curse. And in the opposite, the wealth and the money, the gold and the earthly riches were considered the greatest blessing. Why would Jesus put everything upside down? And why would he name those that are poor in spirit were the blessed ones? And actually, if we read the same statement in Luke 6:20, we will find the more precise, I shouldn't say more precise, more direct statement about the poverty. It says in 6:20, "Blessed are you poor, for yours is the kingdom of God." It has been said that the greatest hospitality and helpfulness shown in the cities is coming from those that have less. The poor of the cities are more ready to share the scarce means they have with those that have less than them. They do. That is an amazing fact because those that are poor know better the truth. It is better to give than to receive. In the book of Revelation, we will find two illustrations that will help us understand the truthfulness of a statement of Jesus. First statement we find in Revelation chapter 2, where we find the message to the Christians in Smyrna. Revelation 2:8 says, "And to the angel of the church in Smyrna write, this thing says the first and the last, who was dead and came to life. I know your works, tribulation and poverty, but you are rich." In the first days of Christianity, a lot of Christians, once they were found as Christians before the state, before the government, they were guilty. They were tried and sentenced sometimes to exile, sometimes to torture, and sometimes to death. And people were deprived of all of their earthly wealth. As soon as they were found guilty before the state as being Christians, all of their earthly possessions were gone. And the Christians in Smyrna have experienced probably more than anybody the power and strength of those persecutions. That's why Jesus Christ tells them, "I know your poverty. I know the fact that you are poor. You are deprived of all of your possessions." Yet he adds, "But you are rich," because he wants to mention, he wants to say that in fact you have the most important, you have faith in me, Jesus Christ, your Savior, and that is the most important. In Revelation chapter 3, verse 17, we find another description of another church, the church of Laodicea. And there we have the opposite situation. We have Christians that live in that city that they are thinking of themselves as they are rich, as wealthy, as they don't have a need in anything. And that's what we find the description. Revelation 3:17 says, "Because you say, I am rich, have become wealthy, and have need of nothing, and do not know that you are wretched, miserable, poor, blind, and naked." So this is the great illustration of the words of Jesus. Blessed are those that are poor in spirit. For some Christians had all of the world's blessing and have never felt the need in anything, including Jesus Christ, their Savior. Those that are poor in spirit, they know they need Jesus Christ. Those that are poor in spirit, they will ask, they will knock, and they will seek for the presence of Jesus in their life. And Jesus says that all of those that ask, seek, and knock, they will find, surely find Jesus. And in the opposite, those that have no need in Jesus Christ, they will not knock, they will not seek, and they will not ask for Jesus to be in their lives. And as a result, they will have no Jesus in their hearts. That is why Jesus says, I am at your door. I want to come in. I want that you would be rich with the true riches, with the riches that the people in Smyrna have. They do have Christ, and that is what is the most important. I know we do have our jobs, and that is important. We do have our families, and it's very important as well. We have our hobbies, and they all of these things, they take up our time, and they should. That is great to have a family, to have a job, to have a passion in your life. However, the greatest blessing, Jesus Christ says, is his presence, is he himself when he is in our lives, when he is the master of our hearts. And he says that if you are in constant look for Christ's presence in your life, you are going to have riches that nobody else in the universe will ever be able to give them to you. And also, once you have those riches, that is Jesus Christ and his presence in your life, nobody in the universe will take that away from you. So in order to have those riches, in order to have Jesus in your heart, all you need to do is ask for Jesus, is look for Jesus, and knock on Christ's door so that he would come in. Indeed, from all of that we have seen from these two illustrations, we find the truthfulness of Christ's word. Those that are poor in spirit are those that are blessed. If we look for Jesus in our lives, we will surely find him. And once we have Jesus, that's all that matters. Let's bow our heads for prayer. Our Heavenly Father, we are so grateful to you for the gift of Jesus Christ. We are asking you for forgiveness for the times when we took his gift for granted. Help us to constantly look for Jesus in our lives. In your name we pray.